I don't know how to make this video, but I have to. I just have to put it out there. I'm a first class graduate of mechanical engineering, but in my 300 level, I failed. Second semester to be precise, I failed. Now, why I was asking for help, for me, the hardest and the most humiliating thing I ever did, well, I was kind of afraid to seek out for help. People will tell you, ask for help, they will tell you, speak up, reach out, but they don't get to tell you, how ashamed that might feel or how humiliating and terrifying you can be asking for help. For me back then, I really didn't know how to ask for help. I really didn't know how to tell people, look at what I'm going through, look at what is happening in my academics. I really didn't know what to say back then, 300 level. Because it wasn't just about saving myself, it was just about admitting that I failed, admitting failure. I was afraid that people might see me as a failed guy. Man, in my world, they get to see me as that guy that is always out there. We still had the podcast then. No, we didn't have the podcast. We had a YouTube channel where I was always encouraging people, telling people you can do this, you can do that, you can be the best you can be in your academics and the rest. Beyond the YouTube channel, I was always that encouragement guy. But when I got to see that my results, 300 level, second semester, I was down. I really don't know what to say. I really didn't know what to say back then. So today I'm sharing with you why asking for help became the hardest thing I ever did and how it saved my life. Now, like I told you earlier on, by God's grace, I'm a first class graduate. So I kind of have the boldness to share this right now. Back then, I really didn't know how to open up. Yes, that's the word. Open up to people. Many persons that you see you clap for, you really don't know the kind of arrows that have been shot at their back. Many persons that we see, we admire, we want to be like these persons, and we really don't know the challenges that they are kind of covering. They are facing what's covering them. Let me share with you something. When I tell you I failed, I failed. When I saw my results, it was really, really bad. My CGPA for that second semester was 4.17. My GPA rather was 4.17, and it dropped my CGPA from 4.56 to 4.49, from first class to second class upper. And for someone that wanted to get first class at all costs, I was down. I really don't know how to say it to people. I really didn't know who to talk to then. It was a very, very challenging period back then because I was so sad. We offered 12 courses, and how I prepared for that exam was to get straight A's. Even if I don't get up to straight A's, let me get up to at least 8 A's. 12 courses. But when I saw the results, I saw 5 A's, 5 B's, and 2 C's. I had wonderful friends back then. In my mind, if I told them, guys, I got this kind of this I'm in 4.49, they would be like, Maxi that is always saying first class or nothing, getting 4.49. I felt that they won't encourage me, they'll just tell me, Maxi, I got 4.52, I got 4 point this and this, I got 4.30, now it's still a result. At least you got 5 A's. Try to manage it. So I really didn't know who to talk to back then, because I saw myself as the guy that should be encouraging people, not people encouraging me. It was so bad. I'm sharing this story with you if you're a student out there. What really saved me then? I won't say I fell into depression, but I started feeling depressed. I started feeling from sadness, it lingered started feeling depressed because things I wanted to do, things I liked doing, I didn't find fun doing them. Even studying, I couldn't study properly without thinking about that result. That was second semester 300 level, about how this is going to affect me in getting the first class I want to get to. What I did then, I couldn't even share with my fellowship brethren if they could pray for me because I felt that people would laugh at me. I felt that people would be like, not be you they talk about, sorry to use vernacular, not be you they talk about how if you read you will pass. Here comes this guy. I read. I did my best in my test, my CAs, in my exams, and this is the result I have to show for it. I felt like people wouldn't believe my message anymore. So I hid this aspect of my life, and it really ate me up. It's just like having a rotten food in your cupboard. It will keep on smelling. So what I did then, I had this friend, this senior colleague friend, in our fellowship we call them Mama. She graduated in first class. So I had to call her because I learned something. I wouldn't say I learned something from John Maxwell because then I wasn't a John Maxwell fan. But I learned something that if you want to go somewhere, always ask people that have gone ahead of you how it was for them. So when I called her, I told her that I was down, that here is my result. I didn't even know how to share this with my parents and the rest. I could remember she told me something. She told me, Maxwell, can we talk about it tomorrow? I'm like, okay, tomorrow what time? We scheduled a meeting tomorrow. But the last thing she told me before ending the call, the last question she asked me, I will never forget. Kind of funny, but she asked me, have you eaten? And I'm like, waiting concern eating, and I told you I failed, and here are my results, and you're asking me, I'm like, I told that eating is not my challenge. So the next day when she called, we spoke at length, and she started encouraging me, telling me a whole lot of things about the ups and downs, the curves and troughs about life, the challenges, all those kind of motivational stuff. After that, we prayed, and she also recommended me to someone, to a boss that is good in encouragement. And I called him, and we spent. That was the first time I had a call that lasted getting to 2 hours on encouragement and strategies on how to be good in the academics. My goodness. I ended that call being much more superior than I have ever been. I was enlightened. Coming from someone that was very much feeling depressed and having that conversation with these two individuals, and I came out like a lion because those conversations taught me a whole lot of things. They gifted me with strategies I thought I knew, but I knew not. I started seeing my lapses, after that call. I started seeing the things I didn't get right. The first semester for 300 level, my school is always theory. So I came with theory vibe. When I saw the result, I relaxed a little bit. I can do this, but the second semester wasn't funny at all. It wasn't funny at all. But after that call, I felt energized. Please, no matter what you think you are, even if you think you are the best, there are times that life will happen. Sometimes we don't get to plan, that we will fail a course, or we'll have a challenge, or we'll face a particular heartbreak. But no matter what you do, please seek support. If you don't trust that your friends will be able to support you or give you the needed guidance or counsel that you need, then please seek senior support. You can talk to trusted individuals, about this mental health of a thing. I never paid attention to it that much, but analyzing my life as a graduate now, I saw how it contributed to my results in school. It is one aspect of my life I never wanted to share, especially in these social media platforms. But here am I, telling you if you want to go far, do well, treat your health wisely. And when I'm talking about your health, I'm talking about your mental health. It is very, very important. Whenever you face a very, very difficult challenge, I'm not trying to motivate you, I'm trying to tell you what helped me. If I did not seek out for help earlier on when I was feeling depressed, I wouldn't have gotten first class, because then I started feeling like I could remember those things that I believed about myself. I wasn't good enough. Now, it is not a cliche idea. Yes, I literally believed them, because I could remember back then my father used to tell me, then in Igbo language, my junior sister that carried me. Those kind of things kind of tricked a lot of things in my mind. So when that thing happened, I was like, after all the night class, after all the worshiping God, after all the prayers and the rest, because that was the period I made a resolution that I would not ask anybody, I will not tell anybody in the exam hall. So after all these things, here is my result. So all those negative thoughts started flooding into my mind, and to a certain degree, I started believing some of those lies that the enemy fires into our minds. If not for that seeking support. And also, when you're seeking support, make sure you are seeking support to the right people that have gone there and have gotten the results that you seek. You don't seek support from someone that have gone there and failed. Yes, they have their own advice, but seek support from people that succeeded. Because sometimes, like now, if you come to me to seek out for support, I will also share with you my ups and downs, picking from the little failures and how those failures taught me lessons and how those lessons helped me to become who I am today. So my fellow Nigerian students, seek support. When you are feeling down, make sure you have people to talk to. Yes, you might be saying, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert as well. Kind of ambivert, rather. But one thing that helped me was seeking support. Well, this is another episode of the Nigerian Student Podcast called Seek Support, as a way to come out of your mental illness and help yourself. We're in the month of May, and we're talking about healing the mind, empowering the students. This is the month where we talk about a lot of things about mental health, because you might be academically sound, but your mental health is suffering. You're not going to go far. Yes, if your mind, the health of your mind is suffering, what makes you think you're going to remember those things you learned in class? You might be able to study, pay attention to all those things, and if you enter the exam hall, you feel depressed. Come on now, please seek support. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we would love to see you in the next one. And if you have any question in regards to mental health, depression, please make sure you leave a comment below, and we are always here for you. God bless you greatly, and make sure you pay attention to your mental health. Keep making impact.